Greetings! In this video, I want to talk about a technique for inspiring organizational change that you won't find in your textbook. While not in the text, this subject of course relates to Topic 14 and Chapter 18 in your book. Take a look at the chapter and see if you can see ways to apply the storytelling technique talked about in this video. Growing numbers of authors and experts have begun to advocate storytelling for various uses within organizations, including to catalyze change. Among these are Stephen Denning, who, in the books shown here, touts storytelling as a technique for promoting organizational change. Among 8 types of organizational storytelling that Denning describes are a story to ignite action and a story to lead people into the future, including guidelines for crafting a springboard story designed to spark organizational change. Stories, Denning asserts, are far more effective in driving change than the mechanistic analysis embodied by charts, graphs, and bullet points. In his book, The Springboard, Denning describes his experiences in using stories to help people and organizations to effect change. He writes, I found that a certain sort of story enables change by providing direct access to the living part of the organization. It communicates complicated change ideas while generating momentum toward rapid implementation. It helps an organization reinvent itself. Denning continues, storytelling gets inside the minds of individuals who collectively make up the organization and affects how they think, worry, wonder, agonize, and dream about themselves, and in the process create and recreate their organization. Storytelling enables the individuals in an organization to see themselves and the organization in a different light and accordingly take decisions and change their behavior in accordance with these new perceptions, insights, and identities, Denning concludes. Narrative is effective in motivating change based on storytelling's common roots in all cultures. If you can tell the stories that are shared throughout the corporate culture, you can also change the stories, thus instigating organizational rebirth. Stories that show transformation can become metaphors for desired change in the audience. That kind of transformation is illustrated in the following example. A faculty member is speaking to her colleagues at a university that is plagued with crumbling infrastructure, environmental issues, and stagnant leadership. She tells a very different story of the situation at her alma mater. She hopes the portrayal of how such problems can be solved will inspire a "just imagine" response in her audience. Here's her story. The faculty member begins, I recently attended a reunion at my alma mater, Eckerd College, a liberal arts college of about 1,700 students, founded in 1958. A new president, Donald R. Eastman, arrived at the school several years ago. At the reunion in that his first year, he unveiled a campus master plan that called for a complete rebuilding of almost every residential and classroom building more than 30 years old, and eliminating cars from the center of campus. During the past 3 years, the college has significantly improved the landscaping on campus. In place of wet areas and drainage problems, there are now ponds with thriving communities of wading birds and plants. In place of sand spurs, there is now a world-class soccer field. The student recreation area called South Beach, where you can sunbathe, play volleyball, and watch your classmates kayak or sail by. There are beautiful trees, shrubs, and flowers everywhere. They have placed a freshman parking lot at the perimeter of campus as the first step in the new parking plan. Also, in the past 3 years, they have built a new library and a new dorm, and they are breaking ground on a second new dorm that will soon be open. The next step is to start rebuilding the existing dorms, about 34 beds each, one at a time. The next academic building in line is science, an estimated $20 million project. The college's endowment stands at $25 to $30 million, where it has been for many years. There were no plans for any of the improvements described before the new president came. I see an administration there that aggressively seeks out problems, searches for real long-term solutions, and successfully finds the money to implement them. Thus ends the faculty member's story. Can you imagine being one of her colleagues on the dilapidated campus where she now works? The story helps them to imagine what change would look like on their own campus. They believe it can be done because it has been done successfully elsewhere. They are inspired by the possibilities.
Let's think about the factors that drive change. You'll find some of these in your textbook. Think about what kinds of stories you could tell as a manager to motivate change in your organization. These factors include global competition, flattening hierarchies, quality improvement programs, new technologies, encouragement of entrepreneurial initiatives, increasing diversity, cost reduction, production, and all the others shown on this slide.
Finally, let's take it down to an individual level. Think about a time an organization for which you worked has been faced with major change or wanted to drive change. What kinds of stories could management have told in that situation to gain buy-in from workers? We've barely scratched the surface of a huge body of research around this fascinating technique for helping to drive change in organizations. But if you'd like some reading references to learn more, or if you have questions, be sure to contact me.